This is a Hewlett Packard 750 scanner, printer, copier. It was having the repeated dreaded scanner failure, which basically wouldn't let it do much of anything. And going through the recommended power off and power on cycle, which supposedly is to correct the memory and the onboard circuits, it wasn't working. So after going through the internet, I did find one place where they talked about cleaning the mirrors, but nobody's showing you how it was done. Now, what they're alleging is that the mirrors are dirty and the scanning mechanism is recognizing it's not getting enough light, and so it's registering as a scanner failure. So cleaning the mirrors is supposed to be one of the solutions, but how hard is that? So I'm going to go through the steps that I took. It doesn't take very much time at all, and it worked fantastically. So this is all you're going to have to worry about. Now, I'm going to show you two of the things that you're going to need before you start. One is a Torx size 10 screwdriver for moving 2 screws, and a box that you're going to be resting the cover on unless you have a friend to hold it for you, some water, a Q-tip, a paper towel, and cleaning solution. Now, the reason why we have the cleaning solution is while you have the unit open, you might as well go ahead and clean the underside of the unit. Now, how does this get dirty? From what I could see on the mirror, it looked like an off-gassing film, similar that you'll see on the inside of your windshield of your car. And I don't know how any other way that anything could get in here to cause dirt. And just using a damp Q-tip and wiping it down and then wiping it with the dry end solved the problem. And it's really easy to get into. So let's start with step number 1. We're going to remove the lid. Now, these are the 2 places that you're going to remove the screws. Now, I've already done that, and in fact, I didn't even bother putting them back in, figuring I might need to clean at some point, and it just sits on my desk. I'm not moving it around anywhere. The next thing is basically to lift the lid off, and I'm going to reposition the camera here so that you get a better shot of that. Next step is to remove the top of the unit. We're going to lift up at an angle like you go to change the cartridges, and then I'm going to show you how to release the tabs in the front of the unit. Hold on to the gray area in here and lift forward, and also on the other side here. Now we can lift the whole front of the unit off. Now here it would come in handy if you had a friend that would just hold it. And you want to be very careful of this tape right here. If that rips, you're in trouble. So this is where having a box right next to it comes in real handy. I'm going to create some room here for us to work with. Be careful not to strip out the gear. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to see if we can show you what the mirror is. Right in this slot, you'll look down and you'll be able to see a mirror reflecting back. The manuals try to tell you to remove this whole top cover to get to everything. Well, that does make it a little bit easier, but it's really not necessary. Next, you just dampen the Q-tip. Squeeze out any water. You just want it damp, you don't want it wet. And you place it down there till you see the mirror, and you just drag it across the top of the mirror. Do that a couple times, and you'll just see the shine come back. What you thought was a nice shiny mirror, it now is much shinier because the haze is gone. And then you take the dry end, and you go back and make sure you removed any moisture that's still on the lens there. And that's it. That's all you have to do for that. Now take an opportunity to go ahead and clean the inside of the glass here, and so you don't have to come back and do it later on. Now you're done. All you have to do is put the top back on and plug everything back in.